Hey, welcome in everybody to another coach's show featuring the head coach and athletic director for your Toller Rattlers, Coach Blake Mouser. Coach, how's it going today?
Doing great. Doing wonderful. Nice, warm, toasty day down here.
It is warming up. I thought it was gonna get cooler, but not so fast, huh? It's
Yeah.
decided to
Hopefully
stick
Monday.
around.
Hopefully Monday we might get out of the 90s again. We'll see.
There you go. There you go. Well, I'll tell you what, big things happening. Of course, we're going to talk about last week's contest where we hosted our first home game against the Millsap Bulldogs, came up with a victory, and the Rattlers are primed at 2-1 on the season in non-district action. And then, of course, we're going to also talk about this next week's opponent, and not unfamiliar to the Toller Rattlers, it will be the Comanche Indians, and it will be in Toller, Texas. Whew, thank goodness. Toller, Texas. And we're going to talk about that contest and a whole lot more right here on the sports scene. So we're very glad to have everybody in. We're going to play our key sponsor for the coach's show. And then we're also going to play another spot for one of our sponsors that we want to feature during this particular broadcast. We're going to do that. And when we return, we'll talk about last week's 36-20 victory over Millsap right here on the sports scene.
Clayton Homes of Burleson is committed to helping you and your family find the manufactured home of your dreams. Come tour our fully furnished display models to see available features and floor plans. Have you dreamed of owning a home that you can customize to fit your style? Our friendly team members are experts in showing you our homes that fit your needs and your budget. We are proud to be able to offer new, energy, smart zero homes that can save you even more money in the high-quality Clayton-built home. Stop by our home center to start your home buying journey today. Conveniently located at 3275 South Burleson Boulevard, that is I-35 West at Exit 30, or visit our website at ClaytonHomesBurleson.com. Clayton Homes of Burleson, proud Rattler supporter. At Flippin' Floors, you will discover superior installations and name brands available at competitive prices. Our expert team ensures quality craftsmanship and attention to detail, while our comprehensive selection caters to your style, design, and budget. Experience excellent service, delivery, and customer satisfaction with over 20 years of experience combined under one roof. Contact Chase, Flippin, or his staff members at 817-832-5209. That is Flippin' Floors, delivering exceptional results you can rely on. Flippin' Floors, proud Rattler supporter.
Oh, yes. Welcome back, everybody, to the sports scene and the coach's show featuring head coach Blake Mouser. And, Coach, one thing cool about our operation that we do on the coach's show is we can take input from everybody out in the area, all of the folks in the community and all the Rattler fans. And Jerry Owens says he's listening from Fort Worth. So look at there. We're not just local Toller. We got fans all the way around the world listening in and tuning in to the coach's show. How about that? Of course, anytime anybody wants to make a comment and it's passes muster, we'll throw it up here. And if you have any questions, if I think it's funny enough, we'll put it on there and everything. I also want to make mention that today we're going to talk about fans. We're going to talk about the fans and the fans of the Toller Rattlers and how they can actively get involved in a lot of things that the Rattlers are trying to do in the community and the school district as a whole is doing for the Toller Independent School District. And we're going to feature that a little bit as we matriculate. But first and foremost, we want to talk about last week's victory against the Millsap Bulldogs, 36-20. Win number 2 is pretty sweet, isn't there, Coach?
Yeah. Win number 2 is great, but win number 1 on the Snake Farm. So you get that was a memorable night. It was a lot of fun. Started with all the elementary kiddos running through the tunnel, and the never ending. But it was I say that in a very positive way. I love the fact that there was that many elementary kids there and their parents who support and brought them there, and it was awesome to see them just continue to run. And it started there and took off from there.
Did you think it was disturbing that the little girls were pushing the boys down and running over them? I mean, that was a little disturbing, don't you think?
Well, I don't know. As a girl dad myself, I'm all right with that. I get it. Yeah, no, we got her little goal as well. So she's shooting the hoops. She's gonna be tough with them. There's no doubt the little girls are tough. We'll be all right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about it. Early in the contest, Coach, I saw that our passing game is starting to take a effect. Britton Rice had an exceptional game. I had him unofficially with 8 completions on 13 attempts, 185 yards, 3 touchdowns. And here's what's cool about it. 3 different receivers, Watkins, Feast, and Lamanick, all with big touchdowns, 24, 55, and 45 yards. Y'all set the tone early with that passing game and getting on the board quick.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just the way our offense set. It's option football, and so there's a lot on the quarterback, and there's times where we're running the ball, and Britton has the ability to pull it and throw when it's there. People call it RPOs, run pass option stuff. I refer to it more like a relief game. So I mean, if they want to add to the box, that prevents us, or allows us to be able to put a hat on a hat per se, and take care of our run game. And so sometimes it's and he's learning, against Peaster and Teague, he might have pulled it when he didn't need to, or he didn't pull it when he needed to. And that's just part of, if you watch any option football team, that's just part of it. And his growth is huge. I can't say enough about him. And then offense coordinator Carson Humphreys and his quarterback coach, they spent a lot of time together. And obviously you see the results from last week. He came out firing, and I think in the first half, he was 5 of 6. So, I mean, you talk about, goals and things of that nature. And one of the incompletions, he came back and threw it again later on perfectly. So it's just one of those things that's keep going, and then you got to be able to protect, and that's just part of the scheme to keep trying to spread the ball around so people can't focus on one thing.
Yeah, how impressive a game that was for Britton Rice, and the maturation into being the quarterback. It's a lot to put on a young guy. He's just a sophomore. It's going to be scary how good he's going to get as we continue to go through this system.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like he's starting to figure out at practice too. Excuse me. Where the way our offense is kind of, when you game plan. I got this from when I met with a college coach one time about how when you game plan, you have specific calls and specific formations and tags and things of that nature. To where by Friday, you talk about it Monday, practice it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and by Friday, you should almost hear the formation of the tag. And you can almost repeat the rest of the play. And that's kind of Britton's getting to that point where he doesn't have to see necessarily the rest of the signal or hear the rest of the play. He knows what's coming up because he's repped it so much, and he knows what's going on. He studied so much that he's already telling the O-line what the play is already before the whole thing is signaling to everybody, just because he's that sharp. So, I mean, he's starting to figure it out, and it's starting to click. And, we're still pushing hard. We're still adding stuff. And so, with him, and it's great. He's a great learner, and really a lot of our guys are. We're never settled. We're always constantly installing, moving the ball forward a little bit.
Yeah, and it's also impressive on that other side. I got to give my big guys some love. This system is a little bit more intense than what these linemen have seen in the past. There's a lot of stuff going on in the system, and for these linemen to be getting it. We've had some penalties, but it seems like this last week we didn't have near as many as we had the first 2 games.
Yeah, no, our goal, you'll probably, this is a broken record. I tell the team, our team goal is 6 penalties or less. And so we had 4 team penalties. And so we hit our goal. So I was super proud of our guys from going from, I think it was 12 penalties first game to 10 against Teague down to 4. And so, and part of that too is learning the rules of the game too. There's, we had an incident where a kid, got a penalty, and he's like, well, I didn't know, that was the exact rules. Like, well, so it was a good teachable moment, and we were able to explain how things go, and yeah. And then to go back to what the O-line are doing there, last year there was a lot of gap schemes, which we run gap schemes, and we're doing real successful with those. And so there's a little bit of comfort there for sure. But with our zone schemes and with our pass sets are a little bit different. They're starting to ID backers and pass sets, which allows you to play faster and not hold as much. So I'm proud of those guys and the development of them as well.
Yeah, doing really good. And it was great to see downtown Peyton Brown get on that scoreboard and score a touchdown. He scored a 49-yard touchdown run, real pretty run, runs over a couple of defensive backs in the process of getting down there. Of course, that's just vintage downtown Brown. 11 carries, 91 yards unofficially on my stat, getting that close to 100. How's he coming along? I know that the injury, he's still in the process of getting over that thing. It was a pretty intense thing, and seems like he's coming along as well.
Yeah, no, Peyton's a tough kid, and so he wants to play. And so it's, if you watch our film, you can definitely tell he's got a little giddy up in his and a little hiccup in his giddy up, but he's going to play, and he's physical. And yeah, for sure, I think for him too. I mean, I think it's probably one of his biggest runs since the whole ordeal, even last year
Yes,
and
it
things of
was.
that nature.
Yeah.
And so for him to get his pad level down and for him to break a couple tackles and then actually explode and run away from someone, I'm sure. I mean, I know it felt good. He had a big smile on his face, and so with Peyton, it's just getting him going and keeping him positive. He's a positive kid by nature, but just it's going to get there. Just keep pounding, keep pounding. When you're a 250 pound, 240 pound, whatever he is, running back, just keep pounding in there, pound, 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 and it will break. The dam will break at some point, and that's what happened in the third quarter.
Now, I met somebody the other day, and he told me, he said, David, you're saying this kid's name way too much. Way too much. Do you just like this kid or something? I said, no, he's always doing something. I'm talking about Brooks Stone Cold Stone. He rumbled on a fumble return. Smart kid, too. I mean, he knew that he was not down. He knew that it was complete strip, and he just took it on down and scores a touchdown. How about that?
No, I mean, between everything, I mean, he kicks, what does he do? He kicks a game-winning 40-yard field goal one week, and then he comes back and
Yeah.
he has a strip, and he keeps playing. Whether, if replay would have said it was, who cares? And we talk about that all the time. If the ball's on the ground, go pick it up and run it back. And I'm super happy for Brooks. Brooks is a very hard worker. He's a good kid, great kid. He does a lot of things for our program. He's one of our captains, and you can see the reason why he does a lot of things. He was one of the ones that played D-line last year that we moved back with the new, hey, we need you to try this Sam linebacker position, which is it's similar like a D line because you're going to go be plugging forward on a lot of things. And so he just embodies what the program should be about, which is kids that are willing to do everything and anything to play and with a great attitude. So I can't brag enough about Brooks. He's a great kid, and he's a big part of our success right now.
Show some love to our defensive line, because I tell you, this is a new system for a lot of them and everything, but man, they're making things happen, and they allow those backers to do so much by being in position where they're supposed to be and everything. So if you would just show a little love on some of these defensive linemen, will you?
Yeah, sorry, we're doing a drill right now. So parents, we're good. This is a drill. I'm trying to see, and I can't turn it off. So this is great time.
Okay.
Everything's good. That's cool. Don't worry.
Is a drill.
Yeah, as you say. Okay, hopefully that's good. All right. So no, our D line. No, when you have a 3-man front, you have to have a good D line, and so they have to be able to withstand double teams, and so that's a big deal. That, and I can't, Caden, Cash, Hunter, Sam when he gets in there, Zane when he gets in there, JW when he gets in there, all the D line rotations that Coach Higgins rotates with are doing a great job and just playing hard. And then whenever you do get a single block, go make a play, which that's what we're doing. I think we've my brother, the defense coordinator, Coach Mouser, he made a comment that he's getting more production out of a D line than he's had, out of a 3-man front in a while. Because usually a 3-man front is based on linebackers making a lot of tackles, but
Right.
so when your D lineman's doing it, it shows how successful and how hard those guys are playing. So
Absolutely.
they're playing really, really well.
Yeah, I like the big guys. Okay, so Millsap game pretty much under control most all of the way, 36-0 your score after 3 quarters. Millsap did get on the board with 3 fourth-quarter touchdown passes and kind of made that score, to me, a little bit deceiving, so to speak, because you guys controlled this game from start to finish.
Yeah, no, I told the guys this afterwards too, but we get a 3 or 4 or 5 score lead. We need to get guys in, and then what a perfect time for us to be able to play some kids that are maybe new to varsity this year and that haven't, because we played 2 close games with Peaster and Teague, that it was time for some guys to get reps, and that's how you build depth, and that's how you get guys better in positions. And then and kudos to Millsaps, they kept playing. One thing that Coach Johnson over there, that those guys, they could easily just said, hey, we're down 36-0 and folded up, but they played hard. And but at the same time, coaches can have some egos big time and want to run scores up and things like that. My deal is I want kids to play, and I want our guys as a program wanted to get reps and keep getting better. And we're able to do that. And there are some things, and the nice thing is there's some things that we can learn. A couple of their passes are just broken coverages where it's an easy fix, but we got to get it on film and we got to be able to teach. And so again, you talk about teachable moments and constantly playing and being able to learn. So it was a good experience. Even though obviously we're frustrated that we didn't score and gave up some touchdowns, but at the same time, we were able to get some kids some reps. We were able to get other guys out of the game and rest their legs. And in the long haul, that's a big, that'll play dividends.
Sure, for sure. Absolutely. Coach, I mentioned at onset, we're going to talk about our fans. And, of course, Jerry over there in Fort Worth, he's listening. And, of course, Crystal Abrego says, let's go Rattlers. I love fans. You like fans, don't you, Coach?
Oh yeah, no, I mean
Let me show you my favorite Rattler fan this week. We're going to feature a Rattler fan this week. This is our featured Rattler fan. I want your comment on this one, Coach. You may know this one here.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, she's pretty special. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, this is Coach's daughter, and
Yes.
you can tell she gonna be a cheerleader or a starting quarterback. Which one is she gonna be?
Right now we're probably leaning maybe more toward cheerleader. Who knows? However, we got, being an A&M fan, A&M grad, we're watching the game. We're able to teach her touchdown, so she's got that down. Cute videos on that one. But no, I can't thank Miss Carol, Miss Moody for those pictures. Those turned out great, and I know my whole family and then a lot of families appreciate all their photos that they do, and things that turn out like there. It means a lot, and definitely keepsake. So thank you to those ladies and the photos they did.
Yeah, I also had a comment. Somebody wanted to see your boss, so I decided I'd put this one in there too. This is, of course, your boss right there. You want to talk about her?
No, that's my better half for sure. And again, perfect timing. Again, we got to probably good that it's starting to buzz a little bit right now with our deal. No, but no, she's obviously she runs our house. She does everything for me.
All right, at this time, all is clear. Good job, guys, helping us out with a lockdown drill. It is important
again,
for you.
Just a drill, so we're good. Any parents on this one, just a drill.
Okay.
Sorry, I can't turn it off in my office.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine, Coach. I tell you what, let's do. Let's feature one of our other sponsors. We'll get through this drill, and then we'll catch up with the Comanche Indians when we come back. How about that?
Yeah. Sounds great.
Keller Williams Brazos West is where you will find agent Steve Berry ready to assist you in all your real estate needs and build a lasting relationship. Serving the Granbury, Stephenville, Comanche, and Eastland areas, a hometown local realtor who values his customers and local communities. Visit Steve today at 1099 Waters Edge Drive, Suite 100 in Granbury, or call him at 817-408-7030. That's Steve Berry with Keller Williams Brazos West. Call today, 817-408-7030. Steve Berry, proud Rattler supporter.
The Shops of Toller in historic downtown district is more than an apparel and more store. It's a hometown mercantile you will love with an amazing selection of local vendors. There's something for everyone. Stop in the downtown 377 location or check out the great website at theshopsoftoller.com. The Shops of Toller, your apparel and more store. Proud Rattler supporter. Okay, we're back. Coach, everything cool at the school?
Yeah, everything's great. Those are just drills that we did. And I get the emails. I probably should have paid attention to the time. I thought it was going to be earlier in the day, so I apologize on that.
Fine.
No, going back, like any coach's wife, my wife's the best. And the long hours that we work, she takes care of Ellie and dinner and all sorts of things. And, everything, the house, like I could sit here for a long time and I can't thank her enough, and she's the best. So I'm a lucky man.
Very good, very good. Got another viewer here, Alicia and John Owens, ready for Friday. It's going to be a big game. It is the Comanche Indians, and I tell you what, I'm ready for this one, Coach. Comanche and Toller, they've had a big, long history, especially the last several years here. Comanche moved up to 3A D1, and they're in District 3, and they started off pretty hot. They're 2-1. They started the season off losing to Poth, which Poth is rated very, very high in Division II, and 35-14. And then they won 34-21 to Llano, and then they traveled to Eastland, one of our district competitors, and won that game 36-14. So they put up some points. They look pretty big up front. They've got a good, talented quarterback in Caden Davis. That's going to be number 4 if you're watching. This guy is averaging about 160 yards passing and almost 100 yards rushing per game. So he is a very, very talented quarterback. And we got something for him, though, don't we, Coach?
Yeah, no, I mean, Comanche's played a good schedule. Yeah, no, I know all about those. In fact, growing up, I played against Poth growing up, and then Lano's right down the road. And I know Coach Green, who used to be on Lake Travis staff a little bit too. He's the head coach over at Lano, and so just knowing offensively what Comanche did and all that, Lano's been a good program recently. So they've had some good wins, and obviously Eastland's been rolling a little bit, and Comanche went over there and kind of put it to them. So we got a tough team coming in, and like you said, it starts with their quarterback. He's big time playmaker, and so he's got a ton of explosive plays, and he's got two good receivers he likes throwing the ball to, and the O line is big, and got some tight ends, running backs on there, but it starts with the quarterback. I mean, he's a really, really talented guy, and there's no doubt that we have a good game plan ready for him, and our kids are ready to go execute it. But it's going to be a battle, and it's I don't think it's going to be any different when we play Comanche. Coach Escobar does a great job over there, and I know last year we got after him pretty good, and so they're going to be ready to come back here and to kind of take some revenge.
Yeah, we went over there last year. It was their homecoming game, and we were putting it on them pretty good. And then the lights went out in the stadium and just shut down, and there was a little bit of a light delay, not a lightning delay, but a light delay. And when we came back, boy, I tell you what, it was more the same. And they're going to remember that their homecoming, and we kind of spoiled it for them. They're going to come in here with that chip on their shoulder and on a roll. So how do the Total Rattlers? I already know the answer, but I'm going to let you say it. How do the Total Rattlers push back at that with that momentum they're going to have?
Yeah, I mean, good news is we kind of have a little bit of momentum ourselves. But every game, it's all about how you prepare, and then it's a broken record. You'll hear that I talk to our kids all the time, and all that. It's the way you prepare and the way you practice, and whether it's mentally preparation or physical preparation. Which I want to give kudos to our kids. We've had less cramps this past year, so they're taking. Hopefully it continues. But we had they took care of themselves. Had a little more salt to their dinner a little bit on Wednesday night. Drank a little more. Less sodas and more water and Gatorade. So all that stuff that they can do physically preparing on top of good practice. And then, on top of that, the mental aspect to preparing for a really big game. But then when it comes to the game, whoever blocks the best and tackles the best is going to win the game. And that's plain and simple on that one. Sure, everybody likes explosive pass plays, and we're going to try plenty of them. They're going to try plenty of them. But if you get the tackle, you got to go play the next play. And that still comes down to scoring and running the ball and then tackling it on the edge. Not just blocking up front, but blocking at receiver position and special teams. And but again, tackling and blocking, whoever does the best will win the game Friday.
Absolutely, that is for sure. I tell you, I'm predicting a Toller win. I think we're going to take care of business this Friday night. We need everybody out in the seats. Of course, if you can't be in the seats, I want to talk a little bit about how they can watch this game. Huddle camera. We had a little bit of an issue with it last week, but we're not going to have an issue with it this week. You will be able to hear and see the game on Huddle. And if you don't have your Huddle account, well, you need to get it, folks. That's how you can be a super fan. And that's what you need to do. Get your Huddle account. You can watch and listen. It's only like $5 a game, right? So that's the same as if you were paying a ticket. The only difference is you can watch it on your 72-inch TV at home. So it's a pretty good operation, folks. Y'all need to take advantage of it. So you'll be able to watch and listen there. Now, we'll still have our operation going on YouTube where you can listen and you can watch some atmosphere, but we will not be showing the play-by-play game. We'll be giving the play-by-play, but we won't be showing it. So, folks, y'all need to jump on Huddle and be a part of it. And the reason is this goes to a lot of things that are needed for the program with the Booster Club. The Booster Club does an awful lot for the community and for the ISD as well. And it just doesn't go for football. It goes for basketball. It goes for cross country, which they're doing pretty well, aren't they, Coach?
Yeah, no, our volleyball program's great. We had another program sweep last night for the program out at Breckenridge, and they didn't lose a set. So you're talking about two JV teams and a varsity team doing that. And then our junior high program is doing well as well. Cross country's at Dublin today, and so they're kicking off and going. But also I want to mention on top of the streaming, yes, we do Friday night games and we have that, but also part of that same account, if you wanted to get a monthly or yearly pass, we have every sub-varsity football game and every sub-varsity basketball and girls basketball, boys basketball, volleyball will all be part of that, where you can watch and use the cameras as well. We have the technology, and we're just trying to get it out so aunts and uncles that aren't necessarily in Toller can be able to watch kids, grandkids, and things of that nature on that one. So I appreciate you
Sure,
talking
for
about
sure.
this.
We appreciate Chrissy. She says she's watching. She loves her Friday Night Lights. And of course, Chris Hayes is shouting out, howdy, guys. Chris does the Haltom Buffaloes there in the Fort Worth area, in the Metro Mess.
Yeah.
And he calls him. Well, they got them a dangerous little running back. He's nominated as one of the participants for the Star Telegram Award this week. And he is a super talented running back. Younger guy, too, I think. So congratulations to him as well. Wanted to talk a little bit here. I got it right here. I'm going to pull it up. We're going to talk about this, Coach, because we need to keep talking about this until the national holiday, October 5th, is over and done with. Now, when I say national holiday, that's because it's David Wood Day. It's my birthday, but it's also the barbecue bash that we're doing for the Toller Memorial Scholarship Foundation. Now, this is going to be from 6 to 10 at the LC Ranch. You've been out there, Coach. It's a great place, isn't it?
Yes, it's awesome. I was able to experience it at the Taste of Toller last spring, so it was really, really cool place.
Now, don't let that photo scare you, folks. He sings better than he looks. That's Aaron Wortham. He's going to be the featured performer at the barbecue bash. Tickets are only $20 for adults, $10 for kids 12 and under. I don't think there are any VIP tables left. I think everybody's already scarfed those down. But if not, you can find out. Just call the school or call the Toller Memorial Scholarship Foundation. You can find them on Facebook as well. And they will be more than happy to direct you to how you can get your tickets to that event. So it is the Comanche Indians coming in this week. Defensively, what are we going to see from that team?
Yeah, they're a 3-man front. They run a stack for the most part. They'll get down to an even front some as well, but again, very similar, big D line. Kids that play kind of both sides. Linebackers that are athletic, and then just like they have good quarterback and receivers, those guys are also playing in the back end, and so the athletic secondary safeties that come down, they play some man, and so we're going to have to be ready to win our matchups, and then pass protect and see blitzes. At the same time, just get a hat on a hat and keep executing what we do, and that's kind of the name of the game on some stuff.
Yeah, Brandon Gwynn is asking a question, Coach. I don't know. Question: are the replays going to be posted on the Huddle Fan?
Yes. So how that works? Yes, the sub-varsity games will be up to date. Maybe not exactly that same night, but the next day when we go in and kind of change the setting. But varsity games won't be until at the end of the year, just because that's scouting purposes. You can see a lot on those, and so any good coach that would easily try to find that video and try to pick things up on that you don't see on film. So all varsity sports won't be uploaded until at the end of the year, but we will at that point when their season concludes. But sub-varsity games, yes. And in fact, right now you can go on right now and watch the 7th grade and 8th grade games from last week and the girls JV volleyball game from Dublin last week as well, if you have the yearly passcode or if you bought the actual games.
The Huddle Fan. Good deal. Okay, so big question here. Oh, look at here. The redheaded strange one creeps up in the show. He says, question of the day, any favorite sports books, Coach? He says he highly recommends 12 Mighty Orphans by Jim Dent. He actually gave me that book, and I've read it. It's very, very good. Better than the movie, actually. But how about it, Coach? Any sports books have you ever read?
Oh, yeah, 12 Mighty Orphans is great. That's a great one. The Boys in the Boat, that movie just came out, but it was about the rowing team from Washington during the Berlin Olympics, and the book's way better than the movie. But it really talks about the Depression era and what some of those, some of us. I'm a history guy, so I enjoy those type of books. But people forget how tough it was for people that lived in the Depression and things that they had to go through and stuff like that. My grandma, she grew up in Iredell, so she was a farmer just down the road and things like that. So, plenty of stories that I heard on how she grew up. But so that stuff always hits home a little bit on that. And then, man, you go through it. Blind Side's a great book. Moneyballs are great books. There's some controversy with Blind Side going on, so I don't want to maybe too much. But the book itself is great. Again, the movie, I can't stand the movie because they just Hollywood it, whatever. Sandra Bullock's great on that. But in terms of the actual pure what the deal's about, not a big fan. Moneyball's a great book. Coaching books, I can go through. There's a bunch of Tony Dungy, Bill Walsh's book, Bill Parcells' book. All those are good ones. Coach Browse has a book out that was good too. So I mean, there's all sorts of great sports books. I was a big fan of Matt Christopher books growing up. I don't know if anybody my age remembers the Matt Christopher sports books, but those were a big hit when I was a kiddo.
Well, I'll tell you, I had a question for you. It's kind of in that same lines. The question is, last week we asked about sports movies because movie watching is a sport. So is dating, but that we don't want to talk about 2 contact sports in one show. So we're not going to do that. So what we're going to do is the question I had for you is, growing up, was there a sports athlete that you kind of liked, that you kind of admired growing up?
So yeah, Ranger fans might want to turn off. Jeff Bagwell was my guy. So Bagwell and Biggio, baseball wise, those were my guys. As a big Astros fan on that one, even tried to do the wide stance of Jeff Bagwell a few times during little league games, and didn't work out as well. So I had to figure out how to bat differently. But then again, I'm a little different. I'm an old lineman at heart. So I wore 74 in high school because of Bruce Matthews. So again, going back to my Oilers days and my dad being a coach, and we watched that. So Bruce Matthews award him that number for him. And then, so I know those guys go quarterbacks and stuff like that. I chose an old lineman. So you're talking about being an old lineman at heart. So Bruce Matthews, those guys, Mike Munchak, I can tell the whole Love You Blue Oilers guys. And then when they actually moved to the Titans, I actually was a Titan fan. So I was still broken heart a little bit of that Super Bowl where we got tackled on the 1 yard line. But if there's guys that I watched, those are probably the guys. And definitely baseball Bagwell. I played first. So
Yeah. I like it all. I liked old J.R. Richard. You remember him, Coach?
Yeah.
He pitched for the Astros.
I don't remember. I know the names, but I don't necessarily. That was a little bit before my time.
You won't remember that because you're a young pup. You ain't like me, just old as the hills. But anyway, J.R. Richard, dominating pitcher, man. He was awesome. All right. And talk about Houston Oilers. How about Curly Culp? Curly Culp. Look it up. I'm telling you, guy played. He was nasty.
Yes. No. Well, no, Bum Phillips and all that type of stuff. Son of Bum's are really good. Going back to the sports book, I don't know if you read the Wade Phillips book. That's a great book. It's got a bunch of great stories and all that type of stuff. But no, Bum Phillips is up there too. And there's some classic things between Buddy Ryan and Kevin Gilbride and their fight on the end zone. I mean, the Houston sports can have some different things now.
Oh yeah. Well, I tell you what, this has been fun. Donnie says he's got to say this because, oh my gosh, he's such a.
I'll say this: Sarkisian does it. I'm a big Sarkisian fan in terms of what he does offensively. So he does a good job and going from there. And he's got that program turned around. I remember going to watch their spring practices when he first got there, and where they're at right now, he's done a pretty heck of a job. But come November, I'll be definitely wearing maroon. And
hey, Coach, if they let NIL into high school, we can win a couple of state championships too, huh?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, but I mean,
NIL money down there in Texas is pretty steep.
No doubt, absolutely. And A&M shouldn't be. You need to stop paying coaches $85 million and spend it on players, and maybe we'll get a little bit better on that too. So we'll see.
There you go. That's no kidding there. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, this has been a lot of fun. Now, Coach, one last thing before I let you go. Tell everybody Friday night. Tell them to come on out. Tell them what they're going to see. And is anything special going on Friday?
Yeah, so Friday night's going to be our junior high night. So what we'll do is invite the junior high football kids on the sideline a little bit pregame to kind of let them see what's like Friday night, and then they'll go back up in the bleachers. We told our kids today about that one. So we got junior high night in terms of that. But no, please, it's gonna be a good night. I mean, a good game. It's definitely probably one of the top games in the area. Comanche's a really good program. Coach Esquire has been there for a while, and he's got his guys rolling. They were three round deep team last year, and so I mean, it's going to be explosive plays on both sides, and hopefully, and our kids will. I say not hopefully. I know our kids are going to play hard and play well and come out with the W.
That's right. We're going to come out with our third W of the win. It is week 4. It is your Tola Rattlers and the Comanche Indians. Coach, I want to thank you for spending some time with us this morning or this afternoon and talking a little bit high school football on the Coaches Show. Until next week, folks, we'll see you. God bless and go Rattlers.